Hello again, and welcome to Wildwood, Florida. I'm Tampa Chris, Tampa Chris's EVs, and we're just going to do another site review. We're about 75 miles north of downtown Tampa. Interstate 75 is right there. You can see the cars going by through the trees, and this is a real particular place because this is where the Florida Turnpike starts. So 75 goes from Atlanta all the way down to Naples, Florida. Okay, the Florida Turnpike starts right over here and cuts across, sort of like Broadway is in Manhattan, cuts across Florida through Orlando over to the East Coast and parallels I-95 all the way down to Miami. So real busy area, people coming. And if you want to go to Orlando, the theme parks, or the East Coast, you would take the Florida Expressway there. This location just opened up about a month ago, okay? I'm going to get my car charging first, and we're going to talk about the location, do a little site review. It's pretty impressive. I'm not a big EVgo guy. The ones in Tampa are a little bit expensive. I noticed they are the most expensive network out there. You got Tesla, you got Electrify America, and then you have EVgo, okay, as far as the number of stalls and dispensers out there. But EVgo is the most expensive. Let me fire this up here, and we'll talk a little more. I have my wife's 2004 Pro S rear-wheel drive. Tap the start. Let's see if we can use the app. We'll go right there. Start charging. Did that one-handed. Connecting to my vehicle. Syncing. Notice EVgo names their chargers, and I'm noticing they're using numbers only here. All three dispensers only have a number that corresponds with the number on the app. There is no Raphael or Suzanne or whatever, okay? Checking cable safety, 2 of 3. I really like these Delta units. I've used them before, and I don't see them out there besides at EVgo. They do a hell of a job. 350, up to 350 shared. That's why we're over here. There's a Ford Mach-E right over there. We don't want to share any power with anybody if possible. Always good practice. Always leave spaces in between. Okay, it's still spinning here. Okay, another click. 3 of 3, so it looks like the handshake's almost over. Another click. It turns green on here, so we're charging. Come on up here, Janet. Take a quick look. Came in here at a state of charge of a 41. Okay, the power is ramping up right here. So I think this is going to go up to about 135, 140, somewhere in that area. Yeah, quickly. Geez, 144. That was a pretty good guess. It's going to give us all the information and stuff like that, but cool stuff. Really good chargers, the Delta units. They really are. EVgo, GM Energy, all that stuff. Really cool stuff. Janet, for a second, look, it's leveled off of 144, 143. Good speed. You are above 125. You're doing good anywhere. Everybody wants to be 200, 250 for long periods of time. But if you can be consistently above 125, you're charging about as fast as you can charge. Okay, a lot of people nitpick it. It's only, reaching maximum power for a short time, things like that. So, real nice here setup. Janet, put the camera on here. 3 cabinets, 3 dispensers. So it's real simple. The N1 is for my dispenser, and it's splitting 350, which is 175, 175. Then obviously the middle cabinet for the middle dispenser over here that's not being used, and that one with the Ford Mach-E that we saw is on there. You got your switch gear in the other cabinets right here. You got the bollards all the way around, nice ones. Everything's well marked, EV charging. But the big deal is this is the first video that I've done. I'm not wearing a baseball hat, and believe me, we're in the middle of mid to late September, early October is when the humidity breaks. So the humidity is not bad right now, but the sun will rip the skin right off you right now. You step out, but we don't have to worry about that because we have a beautiful brand new canopy, LED lights up there. Jenny, you can scan up there and show the viewers everything it has. Okay, really good stuff. And another big deal about this Wildwood location, EVgo, GM Energy, and Pilot Flying J partnered. They were only doing 2 dispensers, okay, around the country. And they just started doing a couple of locations with 3 dispensers. So in other words, 6 cars can charge instead of 4. And a couple of the network architect, he just said there's a couple on his EV channel, a couple of 8 stalls starting to be built. So they're starting to get the thing that 2's not enough. 2 means you got 4 stalls, and that's not enough at a big location right next to the highway and all that good stuff. We looked on the app before we came up here. I wanted to see what the price is. It's probably an introductory price because it just opened a month ago. It's 49 cents a kilowatt plus $1 session fee. I do not have a plan with EVgo. If you're going to use EVgo a lot, you got to do their plans. Otherwise, you're paying top dollar. Okay? All the ones in the Tampa area, there's 2 or 3 that I've been to, are 59 cents a kilowatt with $1. I mean, that's incredible. And I did the math up there. I went to a Duke Energy site the other day, and they're 38 cents a kilowatt. And you figure, hey, I'm putting 60 kilowatts in on a full charge. That's $13 difference. Big difference, big. The competition is settling in. I think you're going to see EVgo dropping their prices. But remember, they are the 3rd largest network out there behind Tesla and Electrify America. So they are the big boys. They are nationwide. They are everywhere. And they're really filling in the gaps. They just opened one like this like 2 or 3 months ago, about 40 miles north at another Pilot Flying J. We passed one on the way here in northern Tampa suburbs, and that one's been there a while, okay? And then there's permits for one just east of downtown Tampa that are getting ready to be started. So every about 40, 50 miles, they're filling in here. They're really becoming nice. I love the Delta units. They work great. I've never had a problem with them. The biggest problem I've had with the GM Energy and the EVgo is the price. And this one's not bad. Hopefully they're going to keep the pricing like this, not go crazy on it. Like I said, this is a convergence of the highways starting and splitting and all that stuff. High traffic, 24/7. I mean, you can hear the trucks ripping by here and everything. And Jan, let's walk out here. I wanted the viewers to see the canopy and what they're getting. Janet, come over here. You want to take a picture of the canopy? Step back another 10 feet. See how it says GM Energy on the side? Pilot, GM Energy down there. Everything brand new, great installation. You know, because a lot of these truck stops are older. These aren't all brand new construction. It's not a Buc-ee's, but it's brand new construction. So, I mean, this looks nicer than the gas pumps over there. Not that there's anything wrong. It doesn't look 100 years old here, but you can tell this is all brand spanking new. Great location, right on the highway here. And, you know, and I've seen a few videos out there too. If you're going to pay more, you want to be right there. Get off, boom. We got off the exit. We pulled right in. No hassles, no lights, no nothing. Am I going to pay a little extra for that instead of driving all the way down there 4 miles or 5 miles that way and to save 10 cents a kilowatt? Maybe in my younger days I would drive down there, but now I'm going right here. Pay the extra 10 cents. Brand new chargers. Delta's great. They got the canopies. You know, it's kicking out a little bit of rain on the way up here. It's getting dark real quick. It's probably going to do a quick thunder shower real quick here. Then the sun will be back out, and we got a beautiful canopy to be under. So it's a big deal. You know, you're looking over at the dispenser. I can see on the top it's green. That means that obviously we're using it. Okay, the one over there is purple or blue in the middle, and purple or blue. So that Mach-E must be done charging, and that's why it went back to the blue. But really nice stuff. Very impressed. I'm more impressed that it's 3 dispensers, not just 2. I always thought the 2 was not enough. You go there, you got 2 people. Anybody else that comes, you're sharing power. Here you can have 3. It's just a third more. 6 stalls are better than 4, and 8 stalls are better than 6. A lot of this is just the math. Electrify America is learning that because Electrify America basically, unless it's a hub or a giga hub or whatever, only puts in 6 stalls. And they've just upped that now that they're only putting in a minimum. I saw it on somebody else's show. It's either 8 or 10 stalls. I think it's 10 stalls. So they're realizing you can't have these small stations anymore. Everything's going big, big with canopies, big with dispensers, the right dispensers. You know, I'm surprised more people aren't using the Delta units. I don't see them by anybody else in Florida except for the EVgo, and I really do like these. Everything's organized here. It's well put together, you know, and the truck stops, they got the bathrooms, they got the quick grab and go food and snacks, or they have, you know, freshly made food in there and stuff like that. So if you're traveling down to Naples, Marco Island, Fort Myers, Tampa, you're going to stop here, charge quick, go to the bathroom, get some food in the final leg to get to your final destination, you know? Good stuff all the way around. Nothing's broken, nothing's dirty. Don't see any trash cans. Don't see any wiper blade stuff. We're going to go over there. I see the trash cans at the gas pumps. Okay, I can walk 50 feet. I probably need it anyway. Get that. We're going to clean the windshield. We're going to continue charging and stuff. Very happy with what I see. You see, you got the electric signs at the top. Signage is so important. Iona is great with the signage, and Mercedes-Benz Charging Network does a good job too. But I'm very, very impressed. It says EV charging. It just lets people know that, hey, this is for the EVs, not for the gas cars. Please don't park here. Don't block it. Things of that nature. I'm seeing two accessible spots, one right here in the middle, and then I thought I saw one at the end over there. Maybe I was wrong. No, this is the one accessible. Use last. So once again, anybody could use it, but you should use it last so people that might have a disability can use it. And that's one thing that's never a problem. The EV community is great. They're always showing people and helping people. It's not like when you're pumping gas, somebody comes up to you, you're like, hey, get away from me, buddy. Here, everybody's helping each other. How do I do this? I rented a car, don't know what I'm doing. Help people all the time at the stations. You know, like I always tell the guys at work, I'm going to be with my people at the charging station, you know? So real good stuff. Seeing a lot of cool cars lately. See a lot of the Mach-E's down here. I see Lucids, I see Rivians, I see Hummers, the big Silverados, the big GMs, what else? Polestars, tons of Polestar 2s, tons of those on the used car market. The EV tax credit's coming to an end in 4 days, 5 days, whatever. It's just Thursday that I'm filming this, and I'm a sales manager at a Volkswagen dealership in the northern suburbs of Tampa, and we've already sold 20 this month, where we used to sell one or none or two. And we sold like 15 last month and like 12 the month before. So they're all going out the door, running out of them. Best deals ever on those. Take advantage of it, because who knows? We're going to have a little slowdown, I think, for the next 3 to 4 months. I think in January, things are going to sort of reposition themselves with incentives. And you got the new Chevy Bolt coming out. You have the new Leaf coming out. You have the Chevy Equinox. Saw one of those on the highway on the way up here. Those are all $35,000 or less. So that's the new market segment everybody wants. Everybody can afford a Rivian, a Lucid, a Polestar, expensive Cadillacs. They're beautiful, but they're $80,000 to $100,000. So we're going to see the market, and about 60 to 70% of the market can't afford those. So the cars that people can afford, affordability is the biggest problem in the car industry today. So this is good stuff. Lower price cars coming out. New technologies, new batteries, lighter batteries. Everything's going like this with the technology. It has not stagnated or slowed down. But like I said, I like this. I really like the better effort here on Pilot Flying J, GM Energy, and EVgo, all partnership, 3 people partnering together. You got canopies, you got big time Delta units here. Don't know why they're not naming them anymore. I don't know if that was a short-lived thing. They did it forever, actually. And don't know if they just haven't put the stickers up. But I was very surprised. I was looking, usually you look in there, I'm looking for Raphael. Well, this one I looked for a number. So cool stuff. Let's look at the nerdy stuff on there, Janet. I started at 42%. We'll give it the old tap here to, okay, plug in connector in use. There it is. It's been 11 minutes, so I've been talking for almost 12 minutes. Almost 24 kilowatts dispensed. I'm at 70% state of charge. Still pulling 89 kilowatts. That's strong. That's strong for this car. It pulls over 100 to about 60 to 64%, and then it goes down under 100 in the 90s and high 80s and things like that. Estimated cost $12.53. So, like I said, it is even at the 49 cents. It is a little pricey. Down in Tampa, I can find places. I know that the Mercedes-Benz Chargers, the 3 locations in Tampa now, are still doing their introductory pricing of 40 cents a kilowatt. That's a 400-watt Alphatronic HYC 400s, which are incredible. These are real good too. I like the Deltas. I like the Alphatronics. And then you have Electrify America using what they call it, the Italia Jet design on their BBC, I believe. And you got the new ABBs coming into town, the 400As, which are going to be at the Walmart. Already 15 Walmarts have been permitted in the Tampa Bay area to have chargers put in, probably be in before the end of the year. I'm waiting for those. Ayana has 5 locations. They had 4. They added another one. BP Pulse is getting ready to put in some more chargers. They've done all the Thornton's gas stations, 12. They've done 12 Thornton's gas stations since January 1st, of which 10 are already open. And the other 2 are just ready to be commissioned and open. So a lot of big stuff happening in the Tampa Bay area. We saw a lot of cars here that are electric, big excitement. I'm, just as excited for the canopy. Now, we've only seen 2 places. Me and my wife have been traveling a little bit. There's none in the Tampa Bay area. The Ayana stations are supposed to have canopies, but I did not see anything poured to put canopies in at the location in Bradenton. This one here and the Ayana and Valdosta went through are the only ones that have canopies, and it's a big difference. I can see all the cool breeze now because it's raining over there. Whenever it rains somewhere else, and it pushes the wind because it's cooling down the atmosphere, so we're protected from the sun, from the rain. Looking at this charger, it still looks brand new because it's not out in the elements. I never understood why they put them out in the elements like that. I just let them. There's a couple of the older ones out that aren't being used from EVgo that are 50 kilowatt ones. At least 2 I know of, just sitting there rusting like an old car. You think they'd get those out of there, but everything organized. You cannot get any closer to. Turn around again, Janet. Any closer. That's the on-ramp right there. The car's going by, okay, to the highway. You can see right above it. And that's the nice thing about the truck stops. We were talking about it in the car. You have Love's, Pilot Flying J, and Travel Centers of America, and they're all putting chargers in. Love's is privately owned. Travel Centers of America is owned by BP Pulse, and Pilot Flying J, I'm not sure they're stock owned and all that. There's a Travel Center of America right on the other side of the highway. They'll be getting chargers before you know it. And one exit back that way, we saw a beautiful Love's that has no chargers. So I know Love's partners with Electrify America a lot of the time, but at that exit, there's a Walmart that has the Electrify America. So who knows what they're going to put in. Everybody's on the bandwagon. It's happening so fast, we can barely keep up with it. But just wanted to give a little thing. Once again, we're about 75 miles due north of downtown Tampa. Ocala is 25 miles that way. After that would be Gainesville. After that is Lake City, then the border with Georgia, and then you go Valdosta, and then you go Macon, and then you're in Atlanta. And all those places have chargers that I just named, and big-time chargers. Not everybody's going to have the 350 or the 400 kilowatt chargers. Duke Energy does 150 kilowatt chargers. Circle K does the ABB 184 Terras at 180 kilowatts. If you can go to a place, and this car here charges, the published rate is 175. We do 188 all the time and stuff like that. The weather's nice. The heat's not as bad now. The car's even charging better. Our efficiency has been through the roof this summer. We were averaging 3.8 kilowatts to the mile to 4 kilowatts. Right now, my wife's averaging about 4.4. I'm about 4 to 4.1. I drive a little bit more aggressively than she does, and the car's getting great efficiency. I watched some of the EV videos on the Ford truck, the F-150, the Lightning, and it's getting 2.2, 2.3, and that's good. Rivian 1.9 on the truck in the sport utility. So these cars are great, efficient cars. We are in the benefit of being in Florida, where we just drove up a stretch. It was like 8 miles of perfectly flat. You could just take your hands off the steering wheel because you didn't have to turn or no elevation or anything. So we are in some real good climate for efficiency. Weather, road conditions, no elevation. Florida is the the flattest state of the continuous 48, so we don't have to worry about that. We're never going uphill and downhill. We're just going straight, okay? And that's why this stretch of I-75 is a racetrack. I was driving 75 up here, and people were passing me like I was standing still. But I really wanted to come up here. This is good. I charged at I've charged at every EVgo in Tampa. They're all good stations. You know, the ones that are off, not at the Pilot Flying J's, that are individual EVgo stations, usually have 2 of the 350 Delta dispensers, and then they have 2 of the 100 kilowatt ones. I don't know why they do that, because a lot of the people that should be charging on the 100 kilowatt ones, like a Chevy Bolter, you see them on the 350, and it's just messing everybody up. So my recommendation is to always put the big boy chargers in. And I know there's costs involved and maintenance and setup of power and all that. I make it sound easier than it is. But yeah, good little trip up here. It was well worth it. We're going to go inside, grab a little food, use the bathrooms, head back to Tampa. Just wanted to come back out there. Janet, why don't you walk over there and give a nice view of the whole facility. Walk about 30 feet back. That way, Janet. All the way back. Camera doesn't need to be on me. It needs to be on the facility. Keep walking back. All 3 dispensers. Plenty of room here. Plenty of parking. Nobody's in the way. Cars aren't zooming by us. They're zooming by on the highway. The trucks are on the other side of the fence behind my wife there. They have a nice plastic fence up, so you don't have to look at all the diesel trucks. Real impressed with this one here. For an older facility, it's well laid out. They repainted all the curbs and the markings. And then you have the electric area. This is the way the electric area. It's all about the user experience. It's just not about having a charger and people going, wow, this is the only one within 100 miles. Now they're everywhere. I'm coming here and paying a little more. I got a canopy. I got the Delta units. Everything is marked. Everything is good. You know, it'd be nice if they brought one of those plastic trash cans over there, because they actually have some trash in the car. No problem. I can walk over there. I'm going to grab the squeegee, the whole thing, and we're just going to make it work the rest of the time. So just wanted to bring you this today. I'm Tampa Chris. Tampa Chris's EVs. Leave some comments down below and anything, and please subscribe. And we're trying to get you some more videos and the great life of living in Florida. Get a picture of the Mach-E leaving, Janet, there. Beautiful color. It's like a bluish gray. Always thought that was a sexy car, to be honest with you. So a lot of those here. You see them a lot everywhere. Mach-E's a nice electric car. And Tampa Chris signing off. We'll see you on the next video.